Sorry, sis. That's why Charles is going with me. What do you mean by that? Come back, both of you, right now. Leaving a note saying we're eloping? I can't accept this at all. I don't need your approval anyway. That's why we're eloping. Eloping with your own sister's fiancé? Why would you do such a terrible thing? When did you two start dating? We just started dating recently. Charles happened to come to the bar where I work part-time with his friends. After work, I ended up drinking with them. And we hit it off and decided to start dating. What? This is going to ruin your serious and successful life, sis. I guess everyone needs to experience some failures in life. You should thank me for giving you the experience of ups and downs in life. What? I've always been annoyed with you, sis. You've always been the serious one, the one parents liked. Getting into both high school and college of your first choice, and even getting a job at the company our parents brag about so easily. And then getting married so smoothly really pisses me off. That's why I wanted to ruin your life just once. You're lying. You didn't steal my fiancé for such a reason, did you? Well, frankly, I didn't think it would go this well. But Charles, he was more into it than I thought. It seems like he was also dissatisfied with you, sis. What? As soon as I pretended to be a little needy, he confessed his feelings for me. He said I was cuter and more attractive than you. He said he would rather have a girl like me as his wife. No way. Our parents were also telling me to move out and become independent, asking me how long I'm going to be a freeloader. Besides, it seemed fun like in a drama, so we decided to elope. I'll make Charles happy for you too, sis. Hey, Charles, are you really planning to call off our marriage? Are you really saying you'll elope with my sister Isabella? I'm going to marry Isabella, but marrying my fiancé's sister, my serious parents would probably object. That's why I decided to boldly elope with her. We've been together for 5 years. I was happy when you finally proposed, but why are you discarding me like this? Were you unsatisfied with me? Well, it's not dissatisfaction. To be frank, I feel tired when I'm with you. I thought your serious personality was a virtue, but being with someone as perfect as you is nothing but pressure. Huh? You graduated from a more prestigious university than me. You work at a large corporation and your salary is significantly higher than mine. On top of that, your cooking and cleaning are perfect. And you've even successfully dieted for a wedding. It's hard to be with someone who is perfect in every way. What do you mean it's hard? Didn't you say when we started dating that you liked me the way I was? That you fell in love with my dedication to always strive for the best? At first, I was certainly attracted to that aspect of you, and that's why we started dating. But you're just too perfect and it's exhausting. It feels like you're telling me that I'm sloppy. That's... At least if you were bad at cooking or living in a dirty room, if I saw you being sloppy in some way, it would have been better. Wait a minute. I was bad at cooking and hated cleaning, but you said you didn't like sloppy people. So I worked hard to learn cooking and made an effort to clean. And now you're saying I'm too perfect and it's exhausting? That's just cruel. You're the last person who could understand how I feel. She has a lower education level and salary than her. Do you know how miserable I feel every day? Charles. Unlike you, Isabella always supports me. Whenever I take her somewhere, she reacts with a cute, "Wow, I've never been to a place like this." And even if I just treat her at a family restaurant, she's thrilled and says, "I'm so happy, thank you." Men are weak for girls like that. I see. You've always wanted that kind of reaction from me. A couple should fill in each other's shortcomings, but if one side is perfect, there's no point in being a couple. We are supposed to live by helping each other. You, a perfect woman, should live miserably alone for the rest of your life. Goodbye then. Sis, I'm moving back home starting from today, so I'll take over your room. Isabella? Since we eloped, it seems that my sister returned to her parents' home. Apparently, she's living in the room I used to use. So I'm going to take my room back. Sorry, but you'll have to move out of our parents' home. Wait a minute. Why are you coming back? I was worried about your elopement and the cancellation of your engagement with Charles. Our parents told me to come back home. But I can't believe you're coming back. Actually, I broke up with Charles, so that's why I come back. You broke up? Didn't you happily run off to be made happy by Charles? I heard rumors that you got married properly. But it turns out it wasn't as happy as I imagined, so I got a divorce. Charles was more troublesome than I imagined. He sulks if I don't say amazing to him all the time. And he won't treat me even though we're a couple, saying we should go Dutch when we eat out. I can't stand his stinginess anymore. So you got a divorce. And if you get such a young and cute bride, normally you would work harder than ever for your wife, right? But even after 3 years, his salary hasn't changed at all. Despite being a man, he doesn't make nearly as much as you, sis. So I gave up on him and got a divorce. So you've nonchalantly returned to your parents' house. You managed to come back without a shred of embarrassment. What's so embarrassing? Returning to your parents' house after a divorce is not uncommon. But my room has been taken by my sister and disappeared. It's seriously unbelievable. What's unbelievable is your head. Neither I nor our parents plan to forgive you. So please, go live on your own somewhere. Impossible! I mean, I don't have money to rent a room. And I realized how easy life was at home during my marriage with Charles. Cooking and cleaning isn't something you just get done for you. It's hard work. So I'm definitely going back home. You're as independent as ever. By the way, I've sold all your belongings. I'm thinking of using this as pocket money. You sold it? Wait a minute. Isabella, where are you now? You're about to go back home, right? I already arrived at home. The front door key had changed, but the back door was open, so I just came in from there. And I immediately sold all your belongings. What? So sis, take care of living alone, because your room is no longer there. Sorry, but I got rid of your stuff on my own. I live alone, though. I can't believe you entered the house without permission. And I wonder whose stuff you ended up selling. You really are a hopeless child. You're living alone already, sis? That's strange. I heard you broke your engagement and pathetically returned home. Yes, I did return to our parents' house because they were so worried. But after that, I decided to sell the house immediately. What? You sold the house? So in the end, I'm living alone now. Our parents are living in a different apartment. What? What's that? I didn't hear anything about that. Why are you selling the house without permission? Don't mess with me. It's because of you guys that I had to let go of the family home. What do you mean it's our fault? News of your elopement spread throughout our hometown in no time, and both I and our parents felt very embarrassed locally. We were whispered about wherever we went, and strange religious groups came saying you were eloped because of evil spirits, and offered suspicious water in jars. What? Such a thing happened? I thought it would calm down at some point, so I endured. But instead, more and more strange people started crowding into the house, and both I and our parents were exhausted. So, since our father was just about to retire, we sold the family home. So, that's what happened. And that led me to live alone again. Our parents are living in a rented apartment in a relaxed place. Wait a minute. Then, the belongings I disposed of were not my sister's? Yes, I don't live in that house anymore. So, who did I end up throwing away? It's not my sister's, and the house is sold. Whose belongings are those? I don't know anything about that. We sold the house to the real estate agent as is. Whether the real estate agent is renting it out, or they've sold it as a used property, we don't know who's living there. Oh no! So I broke into a stranger's house, right? And then I went ahead and sold their belongings. I've done something really bad, haven't I? Yes, you've done something that's normally a matter for the police. So I reported it. I think the real estate agent and the police will arrive soon. So you should quietly atone for your sins. What? You're joking about reporting, right? You sold me out to the police? I can't let a crime go unpunished. So I'll take my leave now.
Everleigh, it's been a while. Have you been well?
Oh, it's been a long time. I'm fine, but it looks like you're having a hard time. I heard from Isabella that you got divorced.
Yeah, finally I was able to divorce and I feel relieved. Married life with her was the worst. I wonder why I even married her.
Huh?
At first, her dependency on me was cute, but she stayed like that forever. She doesn't work, she doesn't do anything around the house. She relies on me for everything. I got tired of that kind of married life.
But that's the marriage you wanted. You hated me because I make everything perfect, right? You chose to elope with her because she's the exact opposite of me.
I finally understood. I was just jealous of you, who are superior to me. But deep down, I've always loved you only. So please, Everleigh, will you marry me?
What?
I'm sorry for hurting you 3 years ago. The pain of your little sister and fiancé running away together must have been so sad. But from now on, I will definitely make you happy. I will become a man who is not ashamed to stand beside you. I won't say something pathetic like getting tired of being too perfect. So please marry me.
I'm sorry, I have a wedding ceremony tomorrow.
What? A wedding ceremony? Wait, don't tell me, are you the bride at this wedding?
Yes, I met a wonderful person and we're getting married. He is a person who respects my efforts to aim for perfection. He told me he wants to elevate each other by being with me.
No, don't be fooled by such a man. He will disappear from your sight just like I did before. If you're going to get married, please marry me.
Thank you for your concern, but it's okay. The groom is a person with the same academic background as me, working at the same company.
What?
He doesn't seem to feel any pressure from someone like me. In fact, when I told him the reason why I broke up with you, he just laughed. Is that enough to pressure you? He said. You have a very sensitive ex-boyfriend, he commented.
What did you say?
He told me that even if my salary increases significantly more than his, he will not feel ugly jealousy, but rather it will motivate him. He told me that it's a happy thing to have someone better than yourself nearby. I'm marrying such a person tomorrow.
Wait, Everleigh. I finally realized that too. So won't you come back to me?
I respectfully decline. Well, I have final preparations for tomorrow's wedding ceremony. Take care, Charles. What should I do, sis? I got billed nearly $15,000 from the real estate agency. They said they'll take me to the police without question if I don't prepare the money right away. Oh, you haven't been caught yet. They're rather kind real estate agents. They're not kind at all. I mean, $50,000? I obviously can't afford that amount. But the amount you sold without permission and the trespassing. You should be glad it only ended up being that much. Hey, could you help me out if you don't mind? You're still working at a big company, right? You should have some savings. I do, but I have no obligation to help you. Then, at least, could you tell me where our parents are? I've been trying to contact them many times since yesterday, but I can't get through. I want to go back home soon. I want to live with Mom and Dad again. But you were eager to leave home when you eloped, weren't you? You hated our nagging parents quite a bit. And now you want to live with them again. How brazen of you. Besides, you're the one who sold the house. Well, that is... Well, just to be sure, I'll try to confirm with their parents. But as I expected, they said they don't want to see your face ever again. Dad and Mom both said the same thing. Besides you? Wait, are you with them now? Yes, because today is my wedding ceremony. Dad and Mom are here to celebrate their daughter's wedding. Sis, you're getting married? Thanks to you taking Charles away, I was able to meet a wonderful person. While I'm grateful for that, I can never forgive you for what you did. So take care. If you don't have money, you should properly pay for your crimes at the police station. Afterwards, she supposedly visited various consumer finance companies, begging for mercy, and somehow managed to prepare $15,000 for the settlement. However, in order to repay that, she is reportedly working in the nightlife industry now. According to rumors, her attitude towards customers is pretty poor, and she vents her work stress by gambling and visiting host clubs. Consequently, it seems that her debts are increasing even more, and it seems that her former fiancé Charles tried to return home at one point, but he was kicked out with the words, "You disgrace, don't ever show your face here again." And now he is reportedly living and working in a factory nearby. Moreover, I've heard that he is desperately trying to find a spouse during his days off. However, he keeps complaining, saying things like, "I refuse to be with a woman who earns less than my ex-girlfriend," or, "It's impossible to be with a woman who can't cook as well as my ex-girlfriend," resulting in absolutely no progress in his endeavor.
Oscar, did you have a good time today? I've just come back from getting a massage. I'm all ready for tomorrow's wedding now.
Yeah, I had a good time, Abby. And that's good to hear. I'm so excited to see you in your wedding dress. But I don't have much confidence in my speech. I'm so nervous.
That's okay. I think you'll be just fine. You're always so good speaking in front of a lot of people.
I hope so.
I'm nervous too, but I'm more excited. Because I'm so happy to have a wedding at my ideal venue. Thank you for making my dream come true.
Of course. I want to make all of your dreams come true. Although, I must admit I was surprised that you wanted to get married before we even moved in together.
Because it's a popular wedding venue. If we waited any longer, it was going to be booked up for 1.5 years. And I wanted to get married on the day of our first date. Nothing like making our wedding anniversary an extra special day.
Okay, I get it.
But really, thank you. I'm grateful you're marrying me, even though I was divorced and I don't have any other family. I couldn't believe that I met someone who wants to marry me again.
Divorce is very common these days. I'm sure it was hard for you, but your divorce led to us meeting each other. And don't worry about your relatives. I'll be your family from now on.
Yeah, you're right. We'll live separately for a while, but after we move in together, let's enjoy our newly married life.
Of course. We haven't found a property yet, though.
Well, we can take time to look for it. Because we've been so busy with preparing for the wedding.
Because of a certain someone.
Hey! By the way, don't oversleep tomorrow, Oscar. I'm worried about that happening. I don't want my groom to oversleep.
I know, I'll set an alarm.
I'll get there earlier than you, because it'll take me a while to get ready.
Okay.
Then, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you. Let's be happy together, Abby.
Yeah, I'm sure that I can be happy if I'm with you, Oscar.
Abby, you must be at the venue already, right?
That's right. What about you, Oscar? Don't tell me you just woke up.
No, I'm in front of the hotel.
That's a relief. I've been waiting for you, so I was a little worried.
Hey, there's something I want to ask you.
What is it?
When I was about to get inside, there was a little girl there. She said she wanted me to let her see her mom.
What?
Hey, Abby, you don't have a child, do you? I asked her mother's name, and she said your name. She's saying that her mother's going to have her wedding here today. Her name is Lucia.
So what if I do?
Huh?
Like I said, I am asking you, so what if I have a child?
Well, it's just weird. I had literally no idea that you had a child. I mean, I did know that you were divorced.
What are you trying to say here? You decided to marry me, right? Those feelings just disappear as soon as you find out I have a kid?
I didn't mean it like that.
Then what do you mean? If you really love me, you'll accept my daughter as well, won't you?
It really isn't that simple. If I had known from the beginning you had a daughter, that's one thing. But this situation is completely different.
No, it's the same. Just get inside and get ready. I can tell you the details after the wedding.
Do you seriously think we're going to have a wedding now?
What? You know how excited I've been for today, right? Are you going to cancel the whole thing just because I have a kid? So, you won't marry a woman with children after all?
I don't like that you lied to me. Hey, let me confirm with you again. Lucia is your child, for sure.
That's what I keep saying.
Okay. Then I'm really disappointed in you.
You see? Just like I thought. I was hiding Lucia from you because nobody wants to marry a woman who has a child. All men are the same. They run away as soon as they find that out.
That's not my point at all. I'm not disappointed in you because you have a child. I'm angry that you lied to me, but you did something even worse than that.
Huh? What did I do?
You left Lucia at your great-uncle's house because you wanted to marry me, didn't you? You ditched her there and told her to look after herself. She ran away from the house because she didn't want to live with him. She's asking me for her father's address since she wants to live with him.
Ugh. She had to go and do all this. But how did she know about here? I didn't tell anyone who would blab to Lucia.
She saw the wedding invitation you sent to your great-uncle. When she saw it, she thought you were going to abandon her. Don't you think she's too young to have to think like that? How do you treat Lucia normally for her to react in that way?
What do you know, Oscar? You have no right to tell me how to raise a kid when you've never had one. Lucia's at the age where she can do everything on her own. She can survive without me doing everything for her. She came to the hotel on her own, after all.
But she's still 7. She needs a parent to take care of her. I'll take Lucia to a dressing room for now. I'll tell the staff to cancel the wedding. Can you tell as many of our guests as you can, Abby?
Huh? I'm getting ready now.
Now's not the time for that anymore.
No! I don't want to cancel the wedding!
I don't want to either. But I can't marry a woman who ditches her own daughter. Whether you like it or not, we are not having our wedding today.
Hey! Answer my calls! We need to talk again! I will not accept this!
Sorry, I can't pick up the phone right now.
Where are you now? It's your day off today, isn't it?
It's none of your business where I am.
What's your problem? Don't you realize how much stress you're causing me? They're gossiping about my canceled wedding at my job. Everyone's looking at me so coldly all the time now. Not to mention how you broke off your engagement with me. Do you hate me just because I have a child and I left her with my great uncle? Your love for me was that superficial?
We talked it over yesterday. Not only did you lie to me and ditch your own daughter, I can't forgive how you've been treating Lucia all this time.
She's lying to you. I was taking care of her properly before all this. I bet she's lying to you because she thinks that I left her.
It didn't look that way to me. And she said she wants to live with her dad. Apparently, you didn't let her see him for a long time.
Because that's unnecessary. You've heard all about it, Oscar. How horrible my ex-husband was. He had a drinking problem and got into tons of debt. I was really a mess too because of him. So I took Lucia with me and ran away in desperation. I protected her from his wrath, so she doesn't know how awful her father is.
I know the stories. I thought it was horrible, and I felt so angry towards him.
Right?
When I thought that was the truth, that is.
Huh?
You met your ex at your former workplace. It's what you told me before, isn't it? So, I called your former company and spoke with Robbie.
What?
I was shocked by what he told me. It was totally different from what you said. The cause of your divorce was your affair, wasn't it? Because of that, your parents cut ties with you. You said you don't have a family, but it makes sense now. You have one, but they want nothing to do with you.
Why? Why did you do that without my permission?
I didn't think I was going to break off our engagement at first either. I didn't mind that you had a child, but it was bothering me that Lucia was so desperate to live with her dad. I realized that you're not even trusted by your own 7-year-old daughter.
Are you for real? You really overthought this.
After I met Robbie and heard the truth from him, it sent shivers down my spine. Because you really are an awful human being. When you got divorced, you lied your way to get full custody, telling him it was your right as the mother. Even though he was separated from her, he kept paying child support every month and always looked forward to seeing her. But you only let him see her a few times, denying him visits most of the time. You gave him the excuse that Lucia will have a stepfather soon, so she doesn't need a father figure, right? That's weird. You didn't introduce Lucia to me or even tell me about her existence, did you?
Well, I was thinking of letting you see her one day. I just couldn't find a good timing for it. I didn't have the courage to tell you.
So, you think it was acceptable to just suddenly drop her off at your great-uncle's house? Plus, he's elderly and has dementia, doesn't he? That's not fair on him or Lucia. And when you were struggling financially, you asked Robbie to give extra money on top of Lucia's child support.
Wait, are you saying you believe Robbie over me? You're the one who's horrible, Oscar. You said we'll be happy together.
You're not exactly giving me much good reason to believe you, Abby. You hid your daughter's existence and the fact that your divorce was caused by your affair. The reason why you don't have any family around is because of the awful way you handled your marriage. And you'll abandon your child just to get married again. That's ridiculous. You're the lowest of the low.
Why? I just hid her because I love you, Oscar.
You sure are changing your story a lot. You lost your temper when I asked about Lucia, and now you're trying to tell me you did all this for me? There are so many ways I could have found out about you having Lucia. Why did you keep it a secret? It's not something you could have hidden forever.
If I registered her address to somewhere else, I thought you wouldn't find out. I thought you wouldn't know unless you really checked the details.
In that case, you could have relied on Robbie to take care of her. Wouldn't that be better for the both of you?
Well, I didn't want Robbie to take her away from me.
I don't get it. You can't take care of her on your own, but you don't want to rely on Robbie. I'm sorry, Abby, but I can't understand you at all.
Look, Oscar, I'm really sorry that I hid Lucia from you. And I feel bad for leaving Lucia at my great-uncle's house. But I was desperate for a solution. So I want to start over again, with the three of us. I think if it's with you, I can raise her properly, Oscar. Please, give me one more chance.
That is not happening. You are honestly terrifying. The way you lie so easily and how you treat your own daughter. The more I think about your behavior, the more I'm scared of you. It's been almost 2 years since we started dating, but I had no idea of Lucia's existence until a few days ago. We did spend more time at my house, but I went to your house about once a month. Just where was Lucia all those times?
Well,
Answer me. Where was she?
she was at my friend's house.
That's another lie, isn't it? I heard you made her go out. No wonder she wants to be with her dad.
Did you hear that from Lucia too? There's something wrong with you. You take all the words of a 7-year-old kid at face value, believing her over me. You're not making any sense.
You're the one who's not making any sense.
Fine. Whatever. I've had enough. You're annoying me. I only wanted you for your money anyway. If you won't put me first, I don't need you. Good for you. You didn't end up becoming my walking wallet. Just so you know, you're so ugly that you make me sick. You'll be single until you die. Lol.
Lucky me. I managed to get away from such a bad person. I managed to save Lucia as well.
What? What do you mean you saved Lucia?
You made Lucia go shopping alone earlier, didn't you? I managed to take her away with me.
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you for real?
I am. I don't think Lucia's ever going to go back to you again.
Are you an idiot? If I tell the police, you'll be arrested. Do you know what happens to child kidnappers?
That's okay, because I was with Robbie, and we took her to CPS.
Wait, seriously? Why did you go that far?
Unlike you, I'm not a liar, so I'm telling you the truth. The reason I couldn't take your calls was because I was at a CPS facility. You still have custody of Lucia, right? So, we need to change that for Lucia's sake.
You're the worst. Look what you're doing to me. If I don't have Lucia, I won't get child support.
See? I thought so.
What? Come on. What is it?
Robbie said the reason you wanted Lucia so badly was for the child support. Look, the child support isn't money for you. You need to make a living with your own money, not relying on Robbie. I guess CPS will have a lot of questions for you about Lucia. I'm obviously not a lawyer, so I don't know if you did anything to be punished by the law. But how you treated Lucia shows you're not fit to be a parent.
I don't get it. I thought I could be happy finally. I shouldn't have taken Lucia in.
It's not her fault. It's yours. You ruined her life many times and took advantage of her. You threw her away for your own happiness.
Oscar, do you really hate me now? But you were happy when we were together, right?
Yes, I was. But it was all built on a lie. I can't believe you're trying to get me back after saying you were only marrying me for money just a few minutes ago. Looks like you only think about yourself.
No! I just lashed out because of what was happening. I didn't mean it. Actually, I want to be with you, Oscar. I want to be happy.
I never expected you to be quite this low. But because of that, I can hate you without feeling guilty. If you want to be happy, do it without me. I don't need your superficial love. Although we couldn't forgive what Abby did to Lucia, since letting her go outside and leaving her at her relative's house were only temporary, Abby wasn't punished after the investigation. But she was stripped of Lucia's custody, as well as having a restraining order put on her. I hired a lawyer and charged her for the cancellation of the wedding. I was also compensated for emotional damages on top of the costs of the wedding itself, because it was recognized Abby was at fault. She ended up having to pay it all. It was supposed to be paid in monthly installments. But she stopped paying after a few months. The government called her job to seize her salary. The whole incident seemed to be a topic of gossip for people around Abby. Well, I guess it was to be expected, since the wedding was cancelled. Eventually, Abby's workplace got a call from debt collectors, so she ran away since she couldn't take it anymore. I heard from my lawyer that she kept shoplifting at some sleepy faraway town and was arrested in the end. The payment of the compensation was suspended following her arrest. But after everything that's happened, I don't even want to get involved with her anymore. In the end, she wasn't arrested for Lucia's case, but she found another way to get herself locked up. She'll have a long time to think about what she did now that she's in jail. Lucia and Robbie were finally able to live together, and they are happy now. They were separated for a few years. So he texted me that they went out everywhere on weekends to make up for their lost time together. Unfortunately, my wedding and relationship were all messed up. But after I heard that Lucia was happy, I do think it was right that I believed in her over Abby at the time. And I wouldn't have noticed what Abby was really like if Lucia didn't come to the wedding. If she's in trouble in the future, I hope I can help her. But I don't need to worry about that, because she's with her dad now, right? I'll just wish them both happiness from a distance.